Hi, good morning. I just got a call from my wife. Her van broke down. I got to go pick her up. So hooked up the trailer, did a little check here. Let's see if we can get going here and go pick her up. Of course, this is my rig here to haul. Need to put a new floor on my trailer, but this one will last to get me where I'm going today and back home. I think her alternator has stopped working, and of course I could replace the alternator. But I can go grab the van when I'm going to pick her up, and I can bring it home, and I can save some money on the replacement cost of the alternator. So all those things are going to happen. All right, folks, so we made it home and already unloaded the van, loaded it up, brought it home. Like I said, got to put a new floor in this trailer, but it worked one more time. And the van is sitting out here with the hood up. I'll try to take you along and show you kind of what's going on with it. Battery's a little bit, or a lot low. I got to see if it's charging and if the battery test is bad. So I'm going to do a couple tests. So I'll try to bring you with me for that. Well, the battery for my wife's van, which is, to be fair, I think it's about 3.5 years old. 12 of 20 was made, well, it's 4 years old according to that. So as I told you, her van broke down. I had to go pick her up, bring them home on the trailer, so to speak, and did all that. Did not record any of it, I just did it. And I'm trying to get better at that stuff. So right now the van is sitting out here in the yard, waiting for me to do something about that. So let me see what this thing's gonna, what kind of indicator we get from this battery. This is my Harbor Freight Syntec El Cheapo battery tester. Now, it just puts a load on the battery to see if 100 amp load to see what happens. So let's hook it up. My experience has been that it does a pretty good job. So we got her hooked up here. Let's see what we got. It says we're charged up to 13 volts. Yeah. So maybe a little bit weak, but yeah, that thing is should be good. It was dead as it could be earlier. So we'll check the voltage here in a second. Did I say dead as it could be? Well, that would be incorrect. It was weak, not dead. So we'll see what we got here, which it could be because the alternator is not charging. I tested the alternator. We'll show you here in a minute, perhaps. See if I can get this thing to hold in there. Turn it on to 20 volts, which should be all we need. 12.58, that looks good. So battery is not dead. I don't think it's bad. Charged up on my trickle charger, and battery tester, so load tester, seems to indicate that the battery is still good. Interesting to me that it just through a check engine light, the battery light came on the dash, and I think it was about a 45-minute drive. Maybe that was enough to pull it down just enough. It was about 11.5 volts. Maybe that was enough to totally screw up what was going to happen here. I'm going to put the battery back on the van and drive it up here to the shop, and we will check it again and probably have to pull the alternator off. So we'll go from there. So you'll have to just kind of bear with me on this angle. We're going to put the cables back on. I find that these little insulators here, the felt, that stuff seems to really help. So let's see if I can get this. And I always put always hook the positive side up first, then the negative. And the reason for that is because if you touch something, if you sort this out, essentially if you touch another piece of metal that's grounded on the top, that's great, I love that, then it will not create a spark. That's just beautiful. I love that. That was perfect. Exactly what I wanted to do. Actually, no, not at all what I wanted to do. Let me see if I can reach this thing. It's very... Actually, I think I might be able to reach it. And if so, that's the miracle for today. The air dam, or the air deflector under the van goes back to, you know, way back here. So this is hooked up. I think I'm going to go ahead and put the... I've got to see what's going on here, because I am missing... No, I'm not. It's right here. Here we go. That works. Don't want to ground anything out. Let's see. Where does this connect? I think it goes right in here. The go handles are nice, but they are also kind of a pain sometimes. That goes right there. There's a spot in here. There it is. Not yet. That was bigger. Which makes all kinds of sense. If you're working on the car, why would you want to have... I know, you don't need to have the same size. That doesn't make sense at all, does it? Let's do things different. So this one's not the same size as what you need for the battery itself. As I say, that makes perfect sense. Oh, I don't know what this is going to be. Loosen this clamp up. Pretty sure that goes. Yeah. I don't know where it goes, truthfully, obviously. So I'm going to pull this battery back. I guess I can't pull it back out. Let me see. Oh, I see the hole right there. I see it. See it, see it, see it. And not only that, but I see it. It wasn't where I thought it was going to be, but it is right down in there. Okay. Oh, perfect. Got it. This one. Whoop. Sorry. Can make you all seasick here. Not intended. Sometimes little things like this, lining up this hole down, which may be a waste of time anyway, because I may have to take it back out. Although I don't think I will. And I need a ratchet probably. Would be much better. 13 millimeter. Let's do it this way. I don't need that. What am I doing? You folks should have caught me there. Let's see. This little one will be fine. Don't worry, don't worry. Be happy. Let's see here. I don't know. Is that right? Doesn't feel right. No, that's not right. Because it's not 13. It's 11. Folks should have caught me on that too, I think. It can't be my fault. Let's see here. Oh, that's much better, I think. All right. Now, I think this battery will be okay. Although it certainly isn't okay now. Or it wasn't when I took it off. It was weak, but not bad. I mean, I got a really nice battery. 700 cold cranking amps, AGM technology, stuff like that. But I guess it doesn't matter if the alternator is not working. It's all part of a system, and the system has to be finely tuned. Okay, are we still there? We are. Okay, still connected. And this is why you don't want to be working with your ground hooked up. Moving your positive cable around all over the place. And if you touch that cable, anything metal, which is going to be everything, it's going to short, and you're going to do some welding. It'll be unintentional. I don't need to make it tighter than that. I think that's good. So much of this is just getting a feel for how tight things are. And how tight things need to be. That's pretty tight, but probably could go a little bit more. Oh, that feels better. So sometimes, you know, I suppose everything should have a torque spec, but most things don't. They're not that precise. You tighten it down, not too much. That feels tight enough, but not too much. We'll see if this thing will start. We'll go up here to the shop, and we will begin the process of double checking what's going on with it here. This little Stanley toolkit, which is, I don't know how old, I inherited it. Not that old, but I inherited it. Here we go. You know what I just did. You guys probably caught this, didn't you? What did I not hook up? Here's a quiz. Put it down in the comments. What did I fail to hook up? Correct. I did not hook up the ground. So, there is something called getting ahead of yourself. I suppose we're all guilty. Again, tight enough, but not too tight. That'll do it right there. So yeah, this toolkit is very, very handy. Got some wrenches, got some sockets, ratchets. All right, now everything's hooked up. Let me grab you here. Hey, you guys just hang on. Let's take this loose. We will clip it in down here somewhere. We will drop this. Not all the way, we're just gonna let it gently. Secondary latch. My wife's well-loved and well-worn Honda Odyssey. Someday I'll tell you the story. Hey, started right up. I'll tell you the story of how we got this Odyssey or why we got it. Okay. No indicators of poor charging. You folks see this as well as I do. Battery light. It'd be up here somewhere. Pay no attention to the TPMS light. Batteries are dead. I need to replace those. Well, let's check this thing and see what's going on. All right, here we are. Got it set for 20 volts. Gonna find us a spot here that will actually hold this thing, maybe. That should be good enough. 14.5 volts. Now that is a head scratcher. The other day, it was not charging. It was like 9 volts. Today, 14.5. That is a head scratcher. So I don't know. Let's try this one more time. I don't believe the numbers. I think it's lying to me. Gosh, that's pretty good. So, not the alternator, something. I've got to do some research. Maybe there was something somewhere. Who knows? I'll do some checking and see if I can find any telltale signs. I'll bring you back. Okay, so after doing a quick check of the interior, no lights appear to have been left on. Of course, they could have been shut off. I suspect that the battery may be going bad because I've had problems with these AGM batteries before. I'm not sure if it was a Super Start, but I had one from Napa. It was an AGM. Had it in my daughter's Toyota Camry. Started every now and then, it wouldn't start. Then it would. When you charge the battery, it would show full charge. All kinds of crazy things were happening. And I finally figured out that the battery was just, I don't know if it shorted out inside or if it was an irregular short or whatever the case might be. Nevertheless, I had to do something with it. I put a new battery on it, solved all the problems. So charging, you saw that it's charging over 14.5 volts. So the alternator seems to be fine. Battery's holding a charge and shows fine. We're just, of all the problems, the ones that are the worst are the ones that are irregular. So when you have a problem that doesn't stay a problem, it's always hard to really figure out what's going on. I wonder what I got on my screen. There we go. It's always a problem to figure out what's going on. So we're just going to drive it and try to figure out, do some more testing. I don't expect the problem to fix itself. It's going to remain a problem somewhere. And now it's just a matter of when does it rear its head again? And I'm going to have to keep checking on it to be sure that I know how much voltage this battery is maintaining and that it's still pulling, it's still charging and all that type of thing. But I expect at some point it'll just stop again. At least now I have an idea. If it does what it did before, I can put another battery in it and be good to go. So at least I know that, and the alternator, at least right now, seems to be fine. So we'll keep on trucking. We'll see what else we can do. All right, just as I suspected, the problem has returned. So let's see what we got going on here, and we'll check the voltage. So here we are. So now it is not charging at all. That 12 volts is the battery voltage, not charging. So let's try something. I'm going to put a load on it here and see if anything changes. Let's turn on headlights. And we'll turn on rear window. Don't need that, just leave that alone. I don't see anything changing with the added load. Yeah. I think the alternator's shot, so it's going to be the next thing I do. I don't think the battery is bad, and I thought the alternator might be shot. That's one of the problems that you have, is that, you know, symptoms turn out to be just that. They are not the root cause. And it's 12.5 volts, so the battery should be good. So we got to order an alternator, and that's going to be next on my agenda. Oh, what is going on here? Next on my agenda, I guess that'll be replaced in the not too distant future. And I got an O-ring seeping, I think, there, so I need to work on that. So got some work to do. All right, folks, 206,335 miles on this Honda Odyssey, and this is the issue. I think I have another video that kind of introduced this concept, but I had to go retrieve my wife and oldest daughter in a nearby town about 45 minutes away. The alternator has decided to go on the fritz, not charging, and man, in these new vehicles, if the alternator doesn't charge, cancel Christmas. Nothing good's going to happen for you. I don't have it started, so you see the no oil pressure and the tack's not moving, so I'm not trying to tell you that I have it started right now, but it doesn't matter. If I start it, you're going to see that charging light on. So I've got a new alternator. I bought an alternator from Rock Auto, actually, and that alternator is a Denso. So I'm going to start working on taking that thing apart, and we'll see if we can't get it wrapped up here today. Well, we've come to the end of an exciting, thrill-packed episode of It's a Doc's Life. We're going to continue the next time around with the actual repair on the van, and got a clip here of a road test that I took with it to get it out there on the road and make sure that everything worked okay. Kind of an intermittent problem with this alternator, and I later found out that as I was researching it, that often there's a regulator issue with the alternator itself, and the regulator can be intermittent. It can charge, it can not charge, that type of thing. So it's one of those deals where it doesn't matter. All that matters is that it won't work, and if it doesn't work, you've got to replace it. I noticed also in this video, as I continue to try to record some things and understand how I want to do my videos, I was listening to myself as I started each clip, and I noticed that I say "all right" a lot, and I need to stop that. I noticed also on the latest Legit Streetcars video, Alex says "all right" a lot and a lot. So I'm going to be working on that. I'm going to be working on that and try not to say "all right." Thank you for sticking around. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you're still here, hopefully you enjoyed the video, and you'll enjoy the repair itself as I dig into that. And of course, if you can possibly like and subscribe, give me a few comments, let me know what you think. A lot more videos coming up on a lot more things. So take care, and I will see you on the next video. Endeavor to persevere.